Ladies and gentlemen, we have my main adversary, Morgan Gold.
Oh! Foul play! Foul play! Good morning, large white farm dogs. How are you guys doing? So we have a very busy day here on the farm, and actually a lot of it's gonna take place off the farm. Oh, hi, Toby dog. Good to see you. Oh, Abby dog just French kissed me, and that is gross. Oh, good morning, little girls. How's it going? Hi, Blue. Hi, Bing. Come on out. Whoop. Abby, don't be bossy with the goats. You're getting a little too bossy lately with these goats. You need to chill out. How's it going, Bluey? Hey, they're not dogs, they're goats. They don't like their hoppity boppity getting manhandled. You gotta settle down, okay? Good morning, Larn. Good morning, Telemachus. Good morning, Barnacus. As you can see right there, it froze the water overnight last night. I think we hit a low of like 26 or so overnight. It is very frosty. Come on, girls, you wanna go out and roam? I'll let you roam for a little bit. Come on, little goaty girls, follow me. Oh no. Bluey just jumped up on that out of commission beehive because she's been eating the leaves off this apple tree. This time of year, it's not really that big a deal. So Bluey, did you know that today is the day of our big pumpkin contest? I've been prepping for this day for like, I don't know, 6 months or so. So I'm very curious to see how things are. So this apple tree makes these tiny little apples. I tasted them back in September, like late August. Cheers. Oh my gosh. That might be the most astringent thing I've ever eaten. Wow. I've been letting them sit out here to see how they do. We've had a couple of nights where it's like dropped well below freezing, so I'm curious to see if these are sweeter. They're like a little bit better, but they're not great. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is probably graft new good apples on this tree later. But yes, later today in the center of Peacham, they're gonna be doing the judging for the Great Pumpkin Contest. And so I'm gonna have to bring my pumpkin up and get it situated and see if it meets muster. What do you think, Ginny Barncat? You think we're gonna win the Great Pumpkin Contest? Whenever I'm out in public and I notice that the hood of my truck is covered in little tiny cat paws, it brings me a smile because it reminds me that my truck is well loved by barn cats. I mean, that is some serious adorableness right there. As you guys can see, I already have my giant pumpkin loaded up into the pickup. Last night I busted out the tractor and using like the pallet forks, I was able to pick it up, put it back here, get it set and situated. Whoa, easy there, Ginny. And so yes, we are ready to compete. Of course, I actually had something come up and I'm not gonna be able to sell stuff at the farmer's market today, unfortunately. But we will be going there later this afternoon. As you guys can see here, I started building a new hay feeder for the goats yesterday. The idea is to have a station where they can all get an easy bite and the girls don't have to worry about competing with the boys, and like it keeps their hay off the ground. And I'm even gonna build like a little roof for it to keep it covered for when it snows. And so I gotta still build this out. So what I'm gonna do is put some like hardware cloth down in the bottom to catch the hay as it falls out. I'm gonna use a couple of these cattle panels that I have and set them up in here. Basically create like a V, like so. So like I'll use a second one. And so they make like a V. And so then I can just drop square bales right into here and the goats can eat it out nice and easy. I'm probably not gonna have enough time to complete this today because like I said, the Giant Pumpkin Festival is happening and I've got a couple of other things I really have to do today. But I'm definitely excited about building this out. I don't know what it is. There's something about building projects on the farm that are one of my favorite things to do. By the way, I love it when it becomes barn cat season here on the farm. All right, girls, I'm going to check on the cattle. You need to be on good behavior. Stay over here, stay back by the barn. Don't go up to the house. I don't want you eating Allison's landscaping, okay? What can I say? Goats are gonna goat, I suppose. Oh boy, it looks like we have an Abby dog following us up the hill. Yes, Abby dog has started to really get into coming up here and visiting with me and hanging out, which is actually kind of fun. Okay, Abby dog, you wanna come visit with the cattle? Come on, girl. Oh, and before I forget, you guys have been giving me flack in the comments for not taking my helmet off when I'm not riding my bike. Some people get annoyed by the fact that I'm wearing two hats at once, which really bothers them. Other people get annoyed that I'm just wearing a helmet. But I actually had a really good friend, like my college roommate too, at one point. He got into a skateboarding accident and got a horrible traumatic brain injury. He was in a coma for a while. He's doing much better, but I'm going to admit that ever since that happened, I have actually taken like helmet safety and that sort of thing way more seriously. I really should have been always doing this, and my wife Allison would like to reinforce that fact. But these days you're always going to see me riding the bike with the helmet because I just think about what's at risk and just how easy it is to slap on a helmet, and that's why I do it. But I will take it off while I'm doing cow chores. I'm actually not so sure if I'm even gonna need to move the cattle today. They have a fair amount of hay still left, and while some of the grass has gotten eaten down, there's still some left over too. So yeah, I'm not gonna move them at least this morning. Annabelle, Audrey, good to see you girls. How are you doing? Hi there. Abby dog, you need to behave. You have good manners around the cattle, remember? This is why you lost cattle privileges last time. There you go. That's it. That's what we want to see. You can sniff, you can smell, you can even roll around in cow crap if you want, but don't play with the cattle, okay? Gosh, sometimes I'll just come out here and I'm like, this just looks like a postcard. Yeah, right here, this is one of those moments. Here we have Joey Ramone, along with Macho Man. I see Meatloaf and Buttercup here too. They're getting to be pretty big. I mean, it's gonna only be a matter of a couple of weeks before they get separated for a few weeks from their mom so they can get weaned off. And I'll keep the boys and girls separated. And the boys are gonna go live with their dad for the winter. The girls are gonna stay with their mom. It's kind of like the cattle fold is getting a divorce, but like not really. You know, the reason I do that is because I don't want them breeding at certain times of the year. Like if they get impregnated right about now, it's fine, they'll be summer babies. But if the moms were to get pregnant, say in March or April, that would leave me with babies that are born in the middle of winter, which is not what you want to do. And so that's why I'm careful with when the bull's around and when he's not. It helps me manage the breeding of the animals. And here we have one of Macho Man's sons right here. How's it going, Elvis? Seems like you snuck past the line to get your own private hay stash. Elvis has been doing good ever since his mom and his sisters and aunts all left the farm. I mean, obviously he still has his dad and all of his half sisters. What I actually am finding is really interesting with Elvis is like all of the mama cows, like they're actually a little bit mean with him where they don't want him eating their hay. They want to like preserve the resources for their little ones. And so like he's kind of shunned a little bit, but all of the calves who are his half siblings, they all love hanging out with him. So it's not like he's lonely or anything, but he is just finding his place in the herd. You know, he's going to be here on the farm for a couple of years, easily 2 years, maybe 3 years. He's getting so big so quickly that he might have an earlier processing date. Like Joey Ramone is about 3.5 years old, and he's finally big enough that I feel good about processing him. And that's because the Highlands, they just take longer to grow. They're a smaller breed of cattle. And so my guess is that it's probably not going to take as long for our buddy Elvis out there. Hey, Cindy Lauper, you're all by your lonesome self over here with the water. What's going on? Yeah, you can see a little bit of ice on the trough, but not too much. I probably should have kept the water line running last night, but I've got a real dilemma on my hands right now. We're in such a deep drought that I really worry about doing stuff like that because I just don't want to waste water. We operate on well water, and I checked the well the other week and it's the lowest I've ever seen it, but we still have, you know, plenty of depth, but I worry that that depth is going to have to get us through the winter. And so in our household, we're just being very, very careful with how much water we actually use just so we can get through this, which is not typically something we're thinking about here in a climate like northern Vermont. Usually we have way too much moisture in water. And so the fact that the water levels are getting so low and the state's in such an extreme drought right now, it was not necessarily on the bingo card, and I really, really hope it ends quickly. All right, Abby, let's send you back down the hill. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Good girls, you stayed right where I wanted you to. I'm proud of you, you're learning. Okay, girls, you're gonna need to come with me. Come on, Bing, let's go. You're going into lockup. Outside, girls, let's go. Come on, Blue, Bing. Come on, Bluey, in you go. Don't get any ideas, Barnacus.
Introducing Dirt-Rich Living by Morgan Gold, the revolutionary breakthrough in simple living technology. Scientists are baffled, readers are astonished. Results may vary, but the soil remains constant. Get yours today.
So that's where the pumpkin festival is gonna be. We're actually not supposed to have the pumpkin drop off until 3 o'clock, but I was coming up here early to see if my friend would be here with his tractor, and he's not. And so I think I'm gonna have to continue onward to my next stop with my precious cargo in the rear. Gotta make a quick stop.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna win, but I think I feel like I've got a contender.
So I got a little story for you.
Okay.
My grand uncle, Angel Matos, who lived in East Patchogue, New York, he won a million years ago. This is like back in the 80s.
Oh, really?
So he won. He had a little a little hobby farm in the suburbs in East Patchogue, and he had a big pumpkin like that. So this means a lot.
We'll see how it goes. I think
He's
Alfred's
so
going to beat
pretty.
me. I flew over Alfred's house the other
Were you
day.
doing some reconnaissance?
I was trying to scout it, and basically, and I don't know, from at least the aerial view, I'm pretty intimidated. It's funny running into her. She actually used to be the mail lady here, and I'm at the post office going to get my mail. All right. Now the real risk is it going to be okay in my trip to St. Jay and back? It's funny, I didn't really think driving around with this pumpkin was going to attract the attention that it did, but I guess here we are. I don't know, this is going to be interesting, because now I got to drive into St. Johnsbury for my next thing. All right, so we are here. I'm grabbing my stuff. I genuinely hope my pumpkin is okay here. I don't think anybody would mess with it. I mean, who would be so mean-spirited that they would ruin a giant pumpkin like this, right?
That's called foreshadowing.
You're the Gold Straw Farm guy. Can I take a selfie with you?
Absolutely.
My nephew loves you.
Oh, absolutely.
And we watch him.
I follow you.
Yes.
All the time.
Oh my gosh, my nephew.
Do you want to make a video for him?
I would love
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
He's gonna freak out.
How did you feed that, or what?
So basically, I just grew it in my greenhouse this year. Like basically where I keep all the birds for the winter, I grow pumpkin plants or sort of various things to feed them in the summer months. And I pulled this. And so in Peacham, we're having a pumpkin growing contest, and I'm hoping to win today. I'm not sure if I will, but I'm hoping to. I'm so glad my pumpkin's okay. Festivities are breaking up, and we gotta head back to the farm because we got some stuff to do. I know, it might seem silly to stop at a thing like that, but I actually think it's really important. So that's why I made the time for it. So because it was colder than I expected, I was a little worried about the cattle water. So just coming to check and make sure the water's running now. It was cold enough for water to freeze, but not like an extreme cold. But it doesn't mean I don't want to come out here and double, triple check myself. Make sure we don't have problems on our hand that we got to solve. Hi, Buttercup. How's it going, sweetheart? Joseph, how are you, sir? What a relief. Okay, that looks like it's running good. And the herd looks like they're doing good. Hey there, Slystone. Why aren't you with your sisters? See Unnamed Bee Girl. I see Cindy Lauper, and I see Curly Sue all right here. Hey, Curly Sue, how do you do? Wait a minute, where are Bingo and Bluey? Bingo, Bluey! Hey, Pops, have you seen Bingo or Bluey? Bingo, Bluey, where are you? Hey, Abby, have you seen Bingo and Bluey? Where'd they go? You girls are in trouble. You know that? Oh my gosh, you're not supposed to be over here. All right, come on, Blue. You're coming with me. Come on. You're going in the clink. You too, Blue. Come on, girls. Such naughty goats. Can you stay with me while I do a little work around here? Stay in this space. I'm gonna work on your hay feeder. You guys can work on those weeds over there, okay?
What you doing there, Pablo Barncat? Oh, you scored a tasty. Good job, buddy.
Okay, that feels like progress. I've got to secure these panels in place, but I've got the base now built. But as I check the time, I actually have to get out of here and go drop off my pumpkin.
114.2.
Wow.
328 pounds. All right, I'll lift with my knees here. I think it's 0.15 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 313.4 pounds for Thickalina. 291.6 pounds. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have my main adversary, Morgan Gold. There's a side bet between Morgan and myself. This year, whoever grew the biggest pumpkin had naming rights. Had Morgan grown a bigger pumpkin, he would have named my new sailboat.
I might still.
If my pumpkin weighs more, I get to name his new barn the Alfred Needham Center for Agricultural Excellence.
Oh! Foul play! Foul play!
Yes. I don't even dare look. Somebody read that to me.
248.2.
248.2.
All right, does he crack 500 pounds? I think that's the question. Maybe a little bit less dense, but it's a lot bigger, so yeah, that makes a difference.
All those straps are straightened. I don't dare look. What do we have? 566.0.
Linus always used to say that the measure of a great pumpkin patch is sincerity. These are all great pumpkins that rose out of a sincere effort. The crown goes to the new executive director of the Institute for Agricultural Excellence, Alfred Needham.
Thank you, everybody.
So, Alfred, how are you feeling about the Great Pumpkin Competition?
I'm feeling pretty good about the Great Pumpkin Competition.
The real question is, what are you going to do with your pumpkin?
I don't know yet. I could either carve it into a boat or blow it up.
I actually have a plan.
Oh.
What if we build a trebuchet and we can launch our respective pumpkins in the pasture?
That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
I think that's going to be the plan.
Sweet.
All right, man. Well done. Congratulations.